Hello, I'm Taimur Nabili in Doha with some of the stories we're covering here on Al Jazeera. Somalia is in the spotlight as the African Union summit gets underway in Uganda. There's talk of sending more troops to Somalia after al-Shabaab fighters based there conducted twin attacks in Uganda's capital, Kampala, earlier this month. Lieutenant Colonel Felix Kulaiji from the Ugandan army says the focus has turned from dialogue with al-Shabaab to action.
Our original mission was to try and support the transitional federal government so as to facilitate the dialogue, not to fight any particular group. And indeed, we tried to go out, to reach out to every group that was fighting the transitional federal government. However, the attacks on Kampala on the 11th of July were attacks on Uganda. So with or without others, Uganda must defend herself.
China's Premier Wen Jiabao has described his country's flood crisis as reaching a critical stage. More than 120 million people have been affected so far, and more torrential rains are forecast. Water levels at the giant Three Gorges Dam are still just under capacity, and there is concern for major cities downstream. Our correspondent Melissa Chan is in Wuhan, downriver from the Three Gorges.
Behind me is an open-air market, or was an open-air market, and residents just don't know when they'll be able to go back to business. And that's the problem facing many parts of China. Earlier this week, in southern China, in Guangdong and Guangxi, they saw plenty of rainfall. They saw plenty of rainfall here a few days ago. And the problem here is exacerbated by the Yangtze River. Officials have to monitor that river. There are dams upstream that can kind of control the water levels. But if the reservoirs get full, then they'll be facing a problem.
Authorities in Pakistan's SWAT Valley have increased security after new threats from the Taliban. A senior Taliban leader has said that the group has some 300 suicide bombers ready to attack civilian and military targets. The threat has sent a wave of fear among the local residents.
Ever since Fazlullah's new video has been released on TV, there has been some tension. I hope we won't become victim of violence once again, and we don't have to go through what we have been in the past.
And you'll find the latest on those stories and much more at our website, aljazeera.net/English.